Alright, it looks like I got it to work. Let me see. Let me check hello again. Okay. It looks to me I am back on now. I'm actually on the right video. On the right stream. What the world had just happened? What in the world just happened? That is so strange, folks. Sorry about that. When I selected my stream, it just went to a generic title, and I'm like, why did it do that? Like, why did it have to do that? And if you said something before, sorry, here's what I'm going to do also to make sure that this works out. Let me see if I can move the chat box up here. So I have a better way of seeing it. Yeah, maybe I can move it up there. There we go. Oh my gosh. I'm like, what? I'm like, what happened with my own? Like, fail. Come on, man. I think what happened is some reason Streamlabs had this error where I selected the exact title that I said I was going to select, but instead it presented it with a different title, which was some other stream title or something that I had no idea what was about, but I actually got the official title. That was so crazy. I don't know how that happened. Maybe it was a wrong selection, but I remember selecting this title. Arrivederci. So it's the official title, Just Chatting with EXP. I don't know how that happened, why it got a different title in there. But if you happen to be on the stream, welcome. Sorry about that earlier. I was running another stream, but, well, I was technically supposed to run this stream with this title, but apparently something happened that when I made the selection, it supposedly selected this title as it was supposed to. But when I went to look on YouTube, I was wondering, like, why is it a different title? Odd. Very odd. Yeah, oddly, it's a different title. Okay. Now, I know I was getting messages earlier, but that was in the other odd stream video. It was so odd. I was like, what in the world? But I remember Celestial Shards had said some things, asked some questions. But unfortunately, because of the last odd live stream, I had to remove that one so I wouldn't confuse people. For some reason, my OBS selection got off, so I don't know, the wrong way, and I don't understand how that happened. That shouldn't even have happened. It's a strange thing. But I'm back on now with the right title on YouTube. But anyway, I know Celestial Shards, if you're still there, I would say please re-present your questions. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get to them because either the text was small, I didn't catch it while I was talking, or my OBS didn't show me it for some odd reason. And instead, I ended up going on my phone, and that's when I found out the questions were there. So if you can restate some of your questions, that would be great. Thank you. Yeah, definitely, actively asking questions and stuff. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions you have in mind. I am so glad my iPad has so much percentage. It's like, now it's at 69%, but it's slowly draining. It's a slow drain. It's not like it's going down quick. So this will be lasting for a while, that's for sure. But yeah, if you got any questions, comments, anything, let me know. I'm looking at the chat on my phone in case for some reason I don't see the chat appearing on my thing. It does appear, but I guess it appears small. I might have to see if there's a way to increase the size. Other than that, here's what I have right here. I have like Digimon, Story, Cyber Sleuth. And you got the second one, Cyber Sleuth's Hacker's Memory. I have not played those games yet, but I got them for my birthday. I haven't played Digimon game in years. The last Digimon game I played, I think it was like Digimon World 4 or 3. I'm trying to remember how many installments of Digimon World there is. But there's plenty. There we go. But yeah, there's plenty. Just getting right back in. Just going back out, coming back in. Keep it coming, but you can't go in. But you can't come in. We got like creepy horror sequences with music, classic music being played, but it's like done at the wrong time, and it sounds creepy. It's like, okay, turn that music off. Digimon World. I'm just trying to remember. I remember the one Digimon World I played where like you do wander around places, but that one to me was like a mystery because I hardly knew what I was doing. I would travel around different places, and it was like, wait a minute. I would go this direction, and then one thing I knew, oh, I need to take care of this, or I need to go here, and then the next thing you know, I was like, okay, wait, I just did that, but what should I do right here now? So I would often get confused with that one. But Digimon was really fun. It was really fun gameplay. Just trying to see anything else. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that stream issue. I don't know what that was. Why that happened. It was an odd occurrence. I have to troubleshoot and see what caused it. Maybe it was the wrong selection, but I remember selecting the title that I set for this whole entire channel. So it's like it came off as like a different name and everything, and it's like, wait a minute, why is it that I'm not on my actual stream? What happened? So it was very odd. Once again, this is a just chatting session. That means you're free to chat about anything. I don't encourage anyone to, not ask questions. Yeah, ask questions, share comments and everything. We're just chatting. Don't be shy. Not that I'm against anyone lurking, by the way. I mean, you're fine. But yeah. Persona 5 and dot hack infection. Yeah, so the dot hack games. Now I got a lot to say about that. Because you have dot hack infection, dot hack, because there's quarantine is the last one. Some reason it's like I'm hardly recalling the other two's names. I don't know if anybody else knows. I mean, if you know like the what the title was for part 2 and part 3, let me know, because it's somewhere in the back of my head. I remember quarantine. That's the 4th one, but I'm trying to remember the part 2 and part 3. I'm trying to recall and figure out those ones, so to speak. Okay, yeah, I see those characters. Now the other one is Persona 5, and this is the kind of cover I got, but let me just talk about dot hack infection. You know, I know I'm recently playing dot hack GU, right? So dot hack infection is like, it just feels it's like when I played it, to me it was like a different game altogether compared to any other RPG because of the parts. And it's not like a part thing like where, like how Final Fantasy 7 and 8 have it, and I think 9 had 2 discs. I think, or it had 1 disc. I'm trying to remember. I think it had multi-disc, because those RPGs and stuff are multi-discs. Once you get through 1 disc, you then are prompted to insert it and start from the next one, and then vice versa. But the dot hack infections were separate. They were separate discs, all right, but you had to buy them separately. So it's not like you get like a pack of 4 discs. You literally have to buy them separately. That's how they get you. It's like you got to buy it separately. Sorry. It's like, what? If I want to see a continuation, I got to buy the next one. I got to buy the next one. Really? And I don't know, maybe, I don't know, perhaps, I think, yeah, it was like that with dot hack GU. I did look into it, because when I was looking up images to kind of find covers for my thumbnails, I remember I would see like the covers of like volume 1, 2, and 3. I would see their covers. I don't know if no, I don't think Reconnection had a separate, yeah, because Reconnection was added to Last Recode. That's right. So it's like with Last Recode, you have like a whole, like especially on the PS4 that I downloaded and started playing, you got like all 3 together with the 4th one added. So it's like the Infection series is like you had to buy discs separately. You had to. It wasn't like you get a whole pack with the disc. So that's how it worked. I can say it was like a bit. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I think it was like. I don't know if I would say it's like a bad sale strategy, or well, it's a good sales strategy, but then again, it's like, wait a minute, I have to buy all these other parts. At least I don't think it was the cost of games today, so to speak. Because if it was, you know, yeah, you would get that feeling. You'd be like, wait a minute, $60, $60, $60, you know, you would get that feeling. But even now, you know, we have this Final Fantasy 7 remake that I finally beat the first installment. But I gotta wait for the next one, and I gotta buy that one. I don't know how long, how many years, but you gotta wait for the second one now. I finally beat the first installment. I'm just hearing how I sounded. Because I was going to use like a headset thing. I might try that next time, but I'm like, I could probably talk with just my plain voice. How's the weather out there for you guys? I mean, if you're living in my area, I can understand. It's very hot too. But if it's much hotter in your area, oof. Keep yourself nice and cool out there, folks. It's a hot season. I don't mean that in positive, like it is hot. No, it's definitely hot. So hot, man. I'm like, come on, man. Why is this fan not working? Had my fan running earlier, and now it doesn't even turn on. So maybe it used up a lot of juice, or maybe the outlet. I have to test the outlet and see. Because if it's not the outlet, then it's the fan. I'm curious what other RPGs, if anybody, what your favorite RPGs or anything. Like, honestly, this is just straight up RPG session talking. I mean, I can talk about any other game, but it's like, you know, because I got a lot of stuff on my mind, but it's like, I feel like I'm just, you know, so into, like, games like Final Fantasy. Matter of fact, I could just say it. You know, when it comes to Final Fantasy, like the first ever Final Fantasy I ever had an opportunity to play at all, like really at all, was Final Fantasy VII. Of course, that's how I started. I really wish I would have started with the first Final Fantasy, but I was way out in Japan, so. It was somewhere in the 1980s where they decided one of the Final Fantasy games would come to the United States, to North America. And I'm trying to remember, it was either the second one, or they did a what you call a reiteration or renewing of the first one in a different title or something. I'm trying to remember what they did. I'm trying to remember the lore, the background of the whole Final Fantasy franchise. I remember like they did like the first or second. Just trying to think about. I'm also just trying to think about like the questions that were asked earlier. I would have to, yeah. I was just hoping the Celestial Shards would probably repost some of those questions, because it's been a while. Because after that other stream issue, I was hoping that I couldn't get to those questions because I wanted to get to the actual stream title and everything. It was just so odd. I was like, why? I was like, why? Like, why did it act like I chose a different title? It was so strange. But anyway, I'm not gonna reminisce on that. Reminisce of the good times, not the bad ones. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm just trying to think of anything else to chat about. What else to chat about? You know, like I said, feel free to share any input you have, anything you want to say. Ask me something, anything about my games, anything. Feel free to do so. What else is there? I'm just trying to think of what else. You know, I thought about it for a time. It's I recently just started getting. I just got the what you call the Trails of Cold Steel. They got like the Trails of series. It's like I was introduced to it like on Twitter mostly. There were people on Twitter that that recommended it. They enjoyed it. They loved it, and it was like, oh, okay, let me check this out. And I officially and finally got Trails of Cold Steel. I have yet to start playing it because I just recently got it, and eventually I will start playing that one. I was gonna play it over the weekend, but I got caught up with other things that I wanted to attend to at the time, so I just didn't feel like up to playing it at the moment. I don't know. I think it was okay. A lot of what I think is going on with a lot of RPGs now, because you have like your turn-based and your real-time changes. So it's kind of like, I felt like getting used to doing turn-based, it was like a different experience compared to doing real-time battle tactics. Because real-time battle tactics is, like it says, it's for real. You are moving, the enemy's going to attack, they're not going to wait for your turn to finish, you're not going to wait your turn, they're going to attack you. That's pretty much the objective. But other than that, that's all that they're going to do. And then you have like some other, of course, the turn-based. You're just gonna, I can tell you the one thing I love about turn-based, because that's my favorite. I love doing that, is because of you're given turns, so you're given time for strategizing, trying to make the right and best moves within the time possible. You have plenty of time when it's turn-based, but when it's still difficult in some regard, especially with certain bosses you're dealing with. Especially playing Final Fantasy X. Oh boy. Final Fantasy X. Oh, that was crazy. Because I remember playing Final Fantasy X. And some of the boss fights I had to deal with. Especially Seymour. That guy. Beastly troll. The thing when you get to like his second or third boss fight, you're just like, this guy. I'm trying to remember. I think it was the second one, unless it was the third one. But he was like a constant troll. Like, I don't know how many times it took for me to finally beat him. Sheesh Louise, that was crazy. But like I said, you have then of course you have the real time. You gotta think on your feet. I don't know. I did like what they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like when you get to the menu to do an attack or something, the time does slow down. So when you choose your commands, you are given some brief window of time to do something while the enemy is trying to do an attack or whatnot. So it's like, in a way, you are given some space, but it's like at the end of the day, you're just, it's like, I can already get the understanding of where most RPGs are going to go. They're going to go for more real-time battle tactics. So, there are still games that still hold on to that traditional turn-based stuff. But that's about it. So it's already like 25. I know, I think it's like, I would say the last stream thing was like probably like 20-something minutes. So it's like now it's 25 minutes. So I might probably be ending real soon because I'm only just talking about, games and stuff. But let me just, actually, you know what? What other, I'm trying to think of other, oh, that's right. Because I have the Nier I have the Nier series. Hold on one sec. Got this. And I started playing this like a while back. I was playing like I started playing this a little bit. Like, I already played Nier Automata, of course, but I started playing this, and the story is interesting. I still got time to beat it, so it's like it's taking me time to, you know, get used to playing this play style compared to like Nier Automata. But I know that this is like what takes place before, years before Nier Automata. So, who, like, you know, you find out who these people are and everything. I know it's a little bright on the screen there. You can see that. See them right there. You find out who they are and everything, and what happened prior to Nier Automata, what took place. And there are a lot of, I just say there are a lot of emotional moments with the Nier series right there. But I know about the whole Drakengard, what is it called? Drakengard Nier thing, where it's taking place. It's one of the Drakengard games, and it takes place on, they call it like the C ending, ending C or something. It's like, this is the future after one of the endings of Drakengard, because there was an ending with this giant figure of a being, and there was like a giant female or some humanoid being that when it was defeated, it fell, but whatever it was made of spread around the city. And that's where this major disease started infecting people because of this thing. Because he defeated this thing so much that it caused this major disease to spread. And then Nier is what's happening after that. And I remember meeting Grimoire Weiss for the first time. Yeah, it is really crazy. I think I'm not saying like I prefer Nier Automata over Nier. Like, I'm still playing Nier. I still got to beat it. But Nier Automata, I really enjoyed that game because I love the combat system. I really like messing around with that. It reminds me of, you know, a little mixture of like Devil May Cry and a few other of those action slashing games, hack and slash, or action games, slashing and all that, combo making moves, all that kind of stuff. But I really had fun with it. It was one of my favorites. I'm trying to think about the one trip I remember. Like, I'm just thinking about the moments when as I progressed in Nier Automata, because I live streamed it a while back. I still remember the 9S moment after what happened with 2B, and what 9S did and his reaction after that. Like I just knew he fell in love with her, and then after her death, eventually didn't even like even for me, I was just like shocked. I was like, oh man. But I knew why it happened, you know. The big infection, you could say it's the hate virus. Or hatred virus. That's actually a term that goes back to like an older episodic series of Transformers. There was a big infection called a hate virus that would make Transformers, both Autobots and Decepticons alike, into machines that will attack anybody and anything, I believe. or attack each other, so to speak, or whatever it may be. And they would start glowing red and everything. Yeah, man, it is just crazy. I'm trying to remember. I think one moment that was a little funny, because apparently in that series, I remember in that Transformer episode, I remember Optimus, because Optimus Prime was alive and everything. It's long story short, he was given this silver plating cover of protection from this machine that was like multi-head judge or something that gave him this silver protection. So if any bot that was infected tried to touch him, he wouldn't be infected at all. So he had this silver protection over his whole body. So he was all silver like. It's like reference to Silver Surfer, but not really. No. But all in all, he like, yeah, he would have not confessed. But I remember he was in like the big giant flyer named Skylynx, and one of the boss with the infection that he was fighting jumped on Skylynx, and then Skylynx got infected, and my cousin used to laugh about it a lot. He would Optimus Prime was like, he was like, oh, he's like, oh no, he infected Skylynx, and he jumped headfirst out the. he literally jumped. You can see it. He literally jumped headfirst like this, outside of Skylynx. So, so after he got infected, he just like jumped, head dive out of there. Like he's like, no, I'm not. He's like forget this, I'm out of here. Because he would be inside this large infected ship. I'm like, no, I'm getting out of here. Yeah. It's like, it's just, if you want me to say, like, take a dive out of there, like, you know, be like, oh, it's like invested zombies. There's an opening. Jump out of the opening. Or some people like, better, you know what, jump out through the glass. Don't care how loud it sounds. Just like. It's like every exit is block, and then just run. Make sure you get up quickly and start running. If it's slow-moving zombies, you probably okay. Just make sure you're. But if it's fast-moving, you could be screwed. You gotta move fast. Don't play around with those ones. Especially if ones are jumping and leaping. It's like, you know, it's like, I think like, for me as like a streamer, I have to be careful with my choices of games, because you know, live streaming is different than making regular videos. When you're live streaming games, length is the one thing that comes to mind when I think about it, because making the right selection means I also got to make sure that what I want to say, I also got to make sure that I have the carefully chosen games for when I live stream, because it was a lesson for me. I've been live streaming since 2018, sometime in June. All right, and I started off on YouTube. Sometime in sometime late mid-November of 2018, I started streaming on Twitch. I somewhat stopped, because I haven't, it's not like I'm gone from Twitch, but I somewhat stopped at maybe around. I stopped around for Twitch. I stopped around mid 2019, late fall 2019 at some point. I think, yeah. And I'm like, who's like, excuse me? But I stopped, and it was just it wasn't like I was gonna leave Twitch for good, but it was like I had to really think about my schedule and my future, because there's a lot of other things I'm gonna be doing, like work and everything. Like I'm eventually gonna have those things. There's gonna be those things that come into play, and then among other things, other priorities. I'm also training myself to be an artist. Training myself in my art, my craft, so I can build a business or build a working system of art development and cultivation. Probably make it into a side job or something like that. But it's a lot of work it's mainly because I have to practice. I gotta keep practicing. I do have a book that shows me how work with templates on how to design the head of a person and so forth, how to draw girls, how to draw guys, and various characters of ages. There are certain styles to it. There's a lot of things that come along with it. Today, I'm still finding out. I'm going to have to figure out the mystery of why my fan went out. That is so wrong. Because it's hot. The air conditioner's on, but, it's like my fan is the extra piece to the pie, and the other piece of the pie, and now it's just sitting there. Come on, Holmes. That's the name of it, Holmes. It's a Holmes fan, HOLMES. Jordan Knight says, hey, nice looks cam video. He said, hey, nice video. Hey, Jordan Knight, what's up? How's it going, bro? How you doing? Thank you for dropping by. You see my, even I shaved. I had this big beard. It was okay, it was time to shave, so I just gave myself a clean shave. I got more RPGs. Since I'm on an RPG mode, I'm just talking about and everything. You said you're good? Alright, good to hear. Keep yourself nice and cool, because you know it's hot. You know it's hot. I like to know who has played Dragon Age. Let me tell you, I have played the first Dragon Age. I have Dragon Age Origins. I have not played Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't know how that game is. I've seen gameplay. I've seen some cinematics to that. But once again, I don't know how the gameplay experience and everything of it is, how it is about and everything. So, but I definitely had the feels and gameplay of Dragon Age Origins, but not Inquisition. So if someone has played Inquisition, feel free to share your thoughts about that. I know I just got Digimon Cyber Sleuth, so I have yet to play that one, but I'll get around to it and then eventually start playing it for myself. I can say I'm sure it's really nice, but I can tell you one thing. Oh my gosh. Just taking a deep breath. Watch me fall asleep on the stream like. No, that's. You said very nice, yeah. So anyway, I've played Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, and I played Bloodborne. Now I have not played. What's the other one? Because you have The other ones before that. Oh, Dark Souls. I have not played Dark Souls. I've played Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And I most definitely have played Bloodborne. I still haven't beaten them yet. I gotten much further in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice than Bloodborne. And the one thing that's come to mind is that for me, it's a different type of game or kind of game that I've never touched before or played before as much, that as I started playing it, I started learning more about myself as how I usually play games. Because it's not the kind of gameplay that I was used to compared to any other game that I've played in the past. I'm amazed by the progress I'm making with Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, though. Okay, so I was able to handle that one. Bloodborne, I'm sure many people probably know how to play that one better. For me, like, it was something that I'm learning to get used to. And it's one where I know for a fact that it will take me time to learn to master compared to every other game and compared to Sekiro. Because at least Sekiro, I can still do plenty of stealth. I mean, Bloodborne, you can walk up, because I know you can walk up behind them. I don't know if there's an invisibility spell thing, but poster. I'm trying to remember. Stab. I like the attack motion. Like, you come up behind and you stab them in the back with your hand, and you. It's like you're pulling out the blood out of them from behind, so to speak. So Jordan says, yeah, it makes you think in a different way when playing. It's a different way. Yeah, it's a different way of playing the games you're used to playing. It's a different kind of game for you. For you, it might be your thing or it might not be your thing. It really depends. I have Code Vein. I haven't played that one yet. But I know that's like for some, well, I don't know if people describe, I don't know if, like, I'm not going to make generalized iterations of what I might think people might say. But I looked at it and it's like, it could be perceived as like, oh, like anime-like game, Dark Souls, like. But I don't know if you could say it's like, it could be Dark Souls-like because of the way I've seen the gameplay of Code Vein, so I can understand where it's coming from. The whole thing about, you're walking through this foggy shade to get into this boss fight, next area where, you're going to face a boss. But it's like, that's all you're going to have. So it's like, it's a game that you might be able to enjoy, but if you're not able to enjoy it, then it's probably not a game for you. I do know one thing. The Return of Demon Souls. Woo! That game came out years ago. So the fact that they're doing I don't know if it's like a remake, remastered, or I think it's a remake. But the fact that they're bringing that back is a shocker. Because I remember hearing about that one. I never played it, but I heard about it a long time ago, next to Dark Souls. Now my chat it was funny. Earlier it was like, you have the chat here, but then the chat on my side over here, it wouldn't show any other message. It was like strange. I was like, why is it not showing any other message? What's wrong? So, but now it's showing it. Good. Because it didn't earlier. I was like, why are you acting like that? Don't do this to me, Streamlabs. Don't do this to me, Streamlabs and YouTube. Come on. I pretty much shared earlier. I pretty much shared a lot of different games I have in my collection. There is one, I will tell you, there's this one RPG. Maybe it's a little bit obscure, like it's barely known. You may or may not have heard of it. But it's called Ephemeral. I'll try to pronounce it. yeah, it's like tongue twister. Ephemeral, or ephemeral, or ephemeral. I don't know how to pronounce that. Fantasia is his tongue twisting name. Ephemeral Fantasia. One of the things I say about that one is like, it did have a good story. The way the premise is like, think of it as like, well, to me it felt like it was like a Groundhog's Day kind of RPG. Because guess what? Here's what happens. Your character ends up on this island, okay? Or the strange land of an island where these town folk live. However, what happens on this island is not ordinary. Apparently, as you come upon this landscape. Now, I'm trying to remember why you're there, why your main character is there in the first place. But you're on this island. You're on this strange land or something. I think you were probably there to visit someone, or you were called upon by somebody. I think there was a castle there or something. I'm trying to remember. But time resets. Like, literally. It's as if like the same day repeats itself. So you're thinking of Groundhog's Day in a way. And your main character, they have like a music kind of instrument. I think they're like, I don't know if it's like a banjo or something, a guitar or whatnot, traditional like, but it has a sword in it or attached to it. It's literally a bladed weapon concealed in like a guitar or banjo or whatever instrument you have. But that's the thing, you run across other characters that also have familiar musical weapons. But I think that's because they're part of you. I guess those characters are part of a group that your main character is. I think your main character is like the leading person of that group. But yeah, they have the music instruments with weapons. It really is nice though. But it's like one of your like, I don't know if you might say cheapish or cheap or one of those low, you know how you talk about like a low budget film? Like one of those kind of low budgeting type games or those low type games where it's not so much well known. It's kind of in the small range of recognition of people, or something small and not all that great. I mean, I would say it's good to a certain extent. But I can tell you, I remember getting confused because you had to like literally, oh my gosh, you had to literally, look at me ranting all this. You have to literally like try to figure out what to do next while the day resets. You have a length of time, I think it's like a 24-hour time frame or whatnot. A length of time in the day, or maybe not, maybe like 12 hours, I'm not sure. But length of time in the day, and if you accidentally like, or like if you don't resolve something or whatnot, it was almost confusing. It's like you had to, I think you had to do some things because you could tell, and here you could tell you're making progress because more characters that join your party show up. But you know what? I believe this is the one game where I ended up turning to a strategy guide. Unless I figured it out at some point. Because I don't know if maybe I figured it out without a strategy guide. But I believe this is the game where I eventually used a strategy guide. I'm not too sure. I'm going to see if I can... Well, am I able to find it within my large pile of stuff? I got a large pile of gaming stuff. Like... What kind of, like, where can, I don't know if I'm able to find that game. It's probably deep within the crevice of video games I have. It's like, I'm trying to think if I really want to try to dig in to find it. Yeah, Ephemeral Fantasia. That one game was really fun. Well, Not really, no. That game, I almost got confused at some point, and I really felt like I had to start over. I had to like try to find some guides out there, and I think that's when I finally used strategy guides to figure it out. But the progression is when you start getting more characters, and you start finding out more about what happens, like why you're stuck in this time loop the same day, like it's like as if you arrived, why you're stuck like that. I think it has something to do with some item you have, or someone gave you an item or something, some strange power. But when you start interacting with your buddies or certain characters, special ones that then join you, I think when you touch your hands or something, I think it's when they're near you, all of a sudden the power, something activates or whatnot, and they're stuck in the time loop with you. So I think that's what ends up happening along the road, and then eventually you do find out who or what is responsible. I think it's some kind of ancient creature or being or something. But why? Yeah, there's some hair in my But why it's happening, I'm not sure. It's been years since I played that game. You know what else has been a long time? Xenosaga. I have not played Xenogears. If anyone has played Xenogears, tell me how that game was, because it's been years. That Xenogears, but I played Xenosaga, and I've beaten the first one, and I'm still on the second one, kind of halfway with the second one. I haven't played the third one yet, so I gotta finish with the second one, and then eventually I want to get to the third one, most definitely. But I think Xenosaga, I did like the first Xenosaga. It was a different, here's my criticism of the first Xenosaga. A lot of cutscenes, I'm talking like you're watching a movie, kind of. Like that kind of lengthy, kind of. If you get my drift, it's like, if I were to say I don't know how often, it's been a long time, but let's say you watched one segment of a cutscene, right? Then after that ends, it's like you're watching another segment of a cutscene. And then after that ends, you're watching another segment. Like, that's how I felt with it. Like, when I observed that game, it was like one segment of a cutscene, another segment of a cutscene, another segment of a cutscene. Like, where's the gameplay? Like, it's like, okay, I'm getting to the gameplay, but now I run into another cutscene. Now I run into another cutscene. Boss fight. Okay, boss fight. Oh, now I'm running into another cutscene. Like, that's how I felt with the Xenosaga. Oh my gosh. I had to endure a lot of that in the first one just to finally get through the whole thing. It's like, is this a game or is this a movie? Come on. Like, I mean, if you had like one cutscene segment, that would be it, and then voila. I know, it's just great. Hey, if it isn't Vile MK69Z, what's up, Vile? How's it going? It's your boy EXP. What's up, man? Great to see you. Thank you for dropping by the stream. 20 minutes cutscene, 2 minutes gameplay. That's how, in a way, that's how I felt, man. Yeah, it's great to see you. Thank you for dropping by. We're just chatting about games, RPGs, and stuff. What's up? You said Metal Gear Solid 4 PTSD? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, you know what? I think now when you think about it, like, because I mean, I still enjoy Metal Gear Solid, but when I think about it, it's like, when you do like cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, it's like, We're talking about a Z. I know you heard me talk about uh, uh, all that stuff, all that other stuff. It's like with a little gameplay, yeah. Jordan Knight said, "I never said any of the Metal Gear games." Wait, what are you talking about? No, no, no. Val just brought up Metal Gear Solid, bro. I don't think nobody really said anything about if you said any Metal Gear games, but I was, but anyway, but Metal Gear Solid do have long movie cutscenes with little gameplay. Oh my gosh! You said played, all right. Fix your sentences, dude. Nah, on the grammar police. Nah. So you never really played it. Yeah, yeah. It's all right. If you want to sit back and watch some movies, play Metal Gear Solid. You'll still have good gameplay, though. There's still good gameplay with Metal Gear Solid, that's for sure. I remember playing Metal Gear. I remember playing, I don't know, I played the first one. I think I played the second one. I remember Guns of the Patriots. I remember the last one. And what else did I remember? I remember, what's it called? It's something on my mind. I think that was about it. I think those were like the only Metal Gear Solid games I played. There's still more I gotta play because it's been a while. Yeah. It says Xenogears is really good. Have you completed it in the past? I have never played Xenogears. Sorry, I played Xenosaga, but I have not played Xenogears. I've heard about it. I've seen some gameplay of it on YouTube, some little demonstration of gameplay. I would have definitely loved to play it, but sadly I never got around to it. I got caught up with some other games and RPGs and stuff, so it was like I never got around to playing that one. So it sounds like you had an opportunity to play it for yourself, so you really enjoyed it, huh? Vile, yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, I think Xenogears is really great. Yeah, Metal Gear is really nice series. But yeah, Xenosaga, like I played the first one, and that one really was like, I think that what was it called? I think with Xenosaga, that one had so many cutscenes. I think it was like that one meme where the person goes, like, looks on the side, like that. That's how I felt about it. It was all right, but to me, the way Xenosaga treated itself from the very first one, it was just like, I was just like, oh my gosh, I gotta sit through this. Like, I had to like really endure some of those like long cutscenes. I had to. The gameplay, it was mediocre at best for me. Everything. I didn't play Xenosaga until like later on. It was later on. This was like much later when I was looking for some other RPGs, because I was looking at games like Star Ocean Till the End of Time. I played that one, and then a couple other RPGs, and I was just looking at different RPGs to experiment with at the time. So I was willing to try different RPGs to expand my horizons, see like, oh, how is this game? What's this game like? Well, how would I play this? Like, is this going to be any good or whatnot? You know what I mean? Val said, I came here to play a game, not watch a movie. Exactly. There's only a certain extent you can endure, like, cinematics or cutscenes so much. Like, it's okay to have some good cutscenes if you want. And you can have a long cutscene, but just don't like when it came to Xenosaga, I like to play a game where you had like a cutscene segment that ends, and then another cutscene segment that ends, and then another, and it's just like, can I get to the gameplay? I don't think it's like 3 consecutively, but you kind of get the idea. That's how I felt with it. Well, let me see your earlier message. It says, The Fudge, where's your head, man? I think that series is better than Xenosaga. Where's my head, man? What are you talking about? I didn't say Xenosaga was better than Xenogears. Because I played I played Xenosaga much later. So I never really got around to trying out Xenogears. I didn't even think of any relationship to any of them at all. So I was just experimenting with RPGs down the road. I was willing to play even the most obscure or the one low kind, or the ones that weren't really known. Like one I have called Ephemeral Fantasia. And then there was like but Xenogears, as I've heard, is a really good game. So, but Xenosaga, haven't experienced that. I just looked at that and I'm just like, that kind of game was just. Let me get my drink. It's like you could probably go get a sandwich. You could probably just go get something to eat. Just sit back and just be like. I would enjoy Metal Gear Solid though, definitely. But the first Xenosaga game was just like. Let me see. Yeah, I came here really not watch a movie, right? Soros Until the End of Time is on the PS4. Yeah, that's right. There are Star Ocean games that are now I can get on like the PlayStation Store. Exactly. And what's up, Celestial Shards? Thank you for dropping by. And Metal Gear Solid, in a way, is considered a movie, and it's a good one. Hey, I can put up with Metal Gear Solid, but there are some games where it's just like, and when you have some mediocre gameplay at best, it just makes it like, it's like almost like I'm watching a really poor, bad movie. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Oh, and he said, nah, I meant how have you not played Xenogears? Next, you'll tell me you never played Chrono Trigger. At the time, being like a young little kid, being taken to Blockbuster days, or Hollywood Video days. Who here remembers Hollywood Video and Blockbuster? I didn't really think about like, and I could tell you at that young age, I never really thought about, nor did I even think about what the best game was out there. Do you see what I mean? I was experimenting with almost any game I can get my hands on. So I was just renting games. And then like eventually deciding later what to get. I didn't really give or pay mind or attention to a lot of things about a lot of games being talked about. I would hear some things being said, but it's like, if I saw different games or whatnot, I would pick a certain game and that's it. And then I would give it a chance. Just like how I tried with Xenogears. I mean, not Xenogears, sorry. Just like how I tried with Xenosaga. I tried. Let's just say that. I tried with the first one. I play the second one, of course, but it's like, just for the completion, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's like the way it treats itself. It was just like, y'all are trying so hard on this story thing. I'm like, you're punishing yourself right now. And I know you said next you'll tell me you never played Chrono Trigger. I don't recall if I ever did. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I would have the audacity and the pleasure to say, who cares? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Because no, I care because Chrono Trigger definitely is one of the many of known classics, and plus the art style. Come on, you familiar with Dragon Ball Z? Trying to like that style. Like, come on now. So, you know, it just felt like that. You know, that's how I feel. That's how I saw it, bruh. Like, you know, I don't recall. Maybe I haven't. If I haven't played it, well, I haven't played it. There are probably many people who haven't played it. I'm not worried about that. You know, there are people who probably haven't played Final. There are people I know. I did find out who haven't played the original Final Fantasy VII. Some even say it's not their thing. I guess not. I really wish they would play it. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. So I feel the same way when you said that about Chrono Trigger, because games like that are such good classics. Like, but not everybody. Some people, it maybe not be their thing. Some people, it's just like maybe they just have some other preferences. And then there's some they just never got around to it. They just never really touched it. So, yeah, it's just something that people ends up like that. It's just unfortunately. Why haven't you played this? I'm like, well, you know, it's just I just never got around to it. So, come on, man. It was like, it was a classic. It's like the same thing with Metal Gear Solid. How come you haven't played Metal Gear Solid? We'll be like, well, but nah, man. Oh wait, Metal Gear Solid is better than any big budget movie Marvel Michael Bay. The Marvel one, I'm gonna say, I do like most of Marvel movies, so I have a disagreement with that one. Sorry. Well, hashtag sorry not sorry, but but Michael Bay stuff, like I'm like vis-a-vis. I'm like. My reason it actually has but I do agree with this. My reason it actually has a plot and connects to the other entries. It does have. There is a good connection with Metal Gear Solid. Well, I said no problem. Yeah, because I understand how classic, and how, especially the art style of Chrono Trigger. I love the art style. I like how it looks in it. I have played. I mean, I know there's so many RPGs, but I have played like games like Chrono Cross, which is that one was a very odd one. Like, you know, this is like I don't know if I would call it my trying out era. My era of trying out RPGs, my era of just trying out, because that's how I was when I was a younger and going to like Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. I actually do miss I do miss I miss Hollywood Video and all that. I miss it. Go back. Come back. But you know, you had to deal with the late fees. You had to deal you had to deal with all that stuff. And then GameFly came along, and then of course Netflix. So, you know what happened from there. I don't think I'll be watching the next phase of Marvel movies. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans killed it. Without them, there is no need for more steady in a direction. It's going. I loved how it ended. Infinity War. With Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. Amazing chemistry. I love their acting. I love how they played it out. As far as the Because I know they had a Black Widow movie coming out, and there's others. And I saw the trailer for. Well, I think was this Sony that was involved? I think this was the Sony side. I think this was Sony, not Marvel. Or I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was Sony or whatnot. But you know how you have the Spider-Man movies, but then now you have that trailer for Morpheus or Morbius, the vampire guy. Yeah, I saw that. That trailer looked nice though. It looked really awesome, but I don't know. Yeah, direction wise, not too certain about that one. It's kind of a strange. I'm not too sure about Marvel's direction now. Honestly, like now that all that with the Avengers, everything is done with after Infinity War. Now it's just like you got these other movies planned out. I haven't seen Black Widow. I don't the Black movie. I don't know about that one. And he also had the one called The New Mutants. I don't know if anyone's seen the trailer of that one. Are you gonna try Dragon's Quest or action RPGs? Well, I play a lot of action RPGs, but like, are you talking about like just Dragon's Quest? Yes. I would have to get my budget back up and get around to buying the latest one, the one that came out. Did it come out last year? I'm trying to remember that one. I don't know if it's like is it the 6th or 5th? I'm trying to remember how many Dragon Quest games there are. I don't know. I have not played the Dragon Quest series. I got this special hat. Yep, that's right. I got this hat. Matching. I love matching the gloves, but I was gonna try to find. I was gonna see if I can find. Actually, here I have a question. Who has played any of the Dot Hack series games? Well, you have Dot Hack Infection, but who has played any of those games? I'm curious. I'm gonna leave that question with you guys. I actually was just gonna try to see if I can. Well, because I got so many games, I'm just gonna have to see like digging all the way in there. Oh my gosh, I got like a lot of games. I gotta dig in there. Like, okay, let me see if I can find my case. And it's like I got so many games. I was like, which one was it? Jedi Outcast. Oh wait, Jedi Outcast. Isn't that? You said Jedi Outcast? So Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. Oh, I don't think I've really I don't think so. I'm not too familiar with I'm not too involved with a lot of the Star Wars games. The only ones I really did get involved with, because you have like your regular action shooter ones, action adventure shooter ones. But one I can say I really did like that was RPG was the Knights of the Old Republic. The Old Republic. But it took me time to adjust and get used to. But it was the one I played though was like much older. There was the one that came later that I really want to try out. That's the one I want to try out. But I just haven't gotten because I don't have like. Cause I know it's mostly last time I checked it's mostly on the computer and I don't really have a really capably functioning computer right now. Yeah. Unless I can figure out maybe I might need to check something on it. It functions, but it's very slow. I have to troubleshoot and see what's going on with that. Maybe, I don't know if I'm going to try Jet Outcast. Yo, I was close with the manager of Hollywood Video during its closing period. He hooked me and my friends with, what? With some PS1 games. We also met Justin Long from Live Free or Die Hard and Galaxy Quest. What? He purchased hella classic VHS movies. They were filming ED near my location, hence why he came to that Hollywood Video. Wow. You did get that hook up there, Vi. I really, really would have wished I was there with you when that happened. That was tight, man. That was a tight. I bet you enjoyed that experience, man. Oh, man. I mean, just to have something like that happen. Then you got some PS1 games to boot, man. Oh yeah, if any of y'all enjoying this stream, make sure to leave a like, and if you'd like to see more gaming content and sharing gaming experiences and moments and everything about gaming, all that, consider subscribing. Oh yeah, I don't know if y'all heard, but I just found out, I think I found out like sometime during the week that apparently there's a plan to create a YouTube channel for anime. Yep. So that means, you know, a lot of, I think it was like free anime distribution. On YouTube, their own channel. Yeah, I think I don't know if they've created it yet, but I think it's in the works. The last time I checked, it's in the works. That is going to be interesting. But let me see. I snatched Final Fantasy Anthology, Final Fantasy Origin Collection, and some other games. Final Fantasy stuff. Oh man. Oh, my still beating heart. Oh. I'm just a huge Final Fantasy fan, so you know how I feel. If you're looking for hey, good news. I have played The Legend of Dragoon. So I agree that is one of my most favorite, and really good RPG classics. Vile. Most definitely. I highly recommend The Legend of Dragoon if no one has ever played it. Playing The Legend of Dragoon was a whole new experience for me when I played it years ago. I think I actually still have the old disc pack. I probably might open my thing and then bring out more games. But you said you might have to pay a monthly fee. Oh. Is this like online, like, are you talking like Steam or online purchase, playing it online on the computer kind of thing? Because if that's the case, I'll have to look into that and see. But I have the old disc. I have the old pack, so that may not be concerning for me. But man, I know claps, right? Shoot, I mean, I'm like keeping that. That's a keeper. Legend of Dragoon. You're not giving that away. Yeah, I was just checking out. Use command, you can find the list. Alright. It says I'm talking about like the anime YouTube. Yeah, the what is it? The thing with the clapping? Oh, that's what that clapping was for. Oh, I thought the clapping was the fact that I own Legend of Dragon. You can say probably a bit of both. I own Legend of Dragoon. That's right. I keep that. I keep that piece. I kept that classic. But no, yeah, the anime YouTube, a lot of claps. Like, but you know, you have to think about that because then you got, you know, remember you still got, you know, you have Crunchyroll, you got all that stuff. So it's like, makes you wonder. Maybe whatever anime that would go on there is like, well, we're gonna put it on YouTube. We're gonna make it in our own channel. Probably you're able to work it out and you're able to get it on there. Probably find some anime I want to watch. I'm gonna see. Yeah. So just a minute. First, let me get this last drink. I'm gonna see if I can. See, I can find Haseo28 says, yo, what's up? What's up, Haseo28? Where have you been? No, just kidding. Nah, what's up, bro? I feel that YouTube anime is going to charge a monthly fee. Also, I was clapping since you owned and played Legend of Dragoon. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting certain messages confused there. I'm sorry if I misread your messaging there, your messages. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, the monthly fee, okay, so that's applying to the anime YouTube thing. Perhaps you might be charged a monthly fee. And then of course the clapping was, yeah, Legend of Dragoon. Where is that? I was trying to find that. Let me see. I was gonna what? Let me enter that one command. I gotta have it in here. Where is it? Where is that command? I'll type it in and see if it works. Does it work? Does it work? It better. Yeah, so the command works. Okay, perfect. Let me see here. I only have the Dot Hack trilogy for the... Yeah, sorry, I mean, I'm getting them, you know, one at a time, but I only have the Dot Hack trilogy for the PS4, not the original 4. Oh. Okay, so you do have it for the PS4, but not the original. Like, I don't remember how much the original buying them separately was. I don't know if it was like 20, 30 something bucks, I think, or less. I'm not unsure. Kind of rare now. Probably costs a lot more if you try to get it. It would be nice if the 4-part would port to the PS4. But yeah. You think about it. Yeah, it would be. Oh yeah, Haseo28, you said falling asleep waiting to fail a boss in SAO. Is that boss really that difficult? It's like, it was so difficult. I'm like, ugh, can I please just... Can I just... Like, why are you waiting to fail a boss in SAO? What happened? The boss you don't like? You don't want to fight anymore? I felt that the original Die Hack 4 volumes was kind of repetitive. I actually had and beaten all 4. Haven't played the new 3 since I gave up on the series after the first 4. The original soundtrack is really good. Oh yeah, the original soundtrack is definitely good. So, and what did you mean, Haseo28, when he said fool? Yeah, you just said fool there. What? I can barely hurt it, let alone hit it. Oh, man. It's that bad. Miss, dodge. Ah! And you said, oh, you were saying full price? Right, full price of it all. Um, yeah, I'm trying to remember how. I don't know how much it was, the full price of it all, or full price. I actually sold all 4 of the volumes many years ago. Oh, okay. Well, you know, I recently been playing .hack GU last for code. Right, Haseo? Oh, wait. Did I have it right? What's that one person in that game? It better be, I think it's, was it Saku or Sakubo? I think it's Sakubo. There you go. That's from that gameplay. Full price, $60 each. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find. But hey, favorite Fallout game? Well, I like New Vegas a lot, next to this one. But some other Fallout games. I played Fallout 3. I don't know about Fallout. I don't even want to try Fallout 76. There's a lot of reasons why, but I'm sorry. It's just, if you love Fallout 76, okay, you love it. That's your right. You can choose to love that game, but I'm not gonna play it. But plus I don't, like I said, my computer issues anyway, so so I wouldn't even be able to play it. Still though, I was gonna see if I can find what's that one thing I was gonna find? Yeah, I was gonna see if I can find that game, but I'm not sure. It's a lot of stuff in there. I have to dig through my gameplays. All that stuff. Are you planning to do a Fallout stream in the future? That's one of my core games, next to Nier Automata and Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy VII and all that. I would say I definitely do not know. For Fallout 4, I would have to sit down and plan it out and really think about it, because I know Fallout 4 is a long game, and if I was just playing it, I'd just be playing it for fun, not to try to complete the whole story on stream. So it's something I would play on the side if I were to do that. But right now, it's not on my list of streams. EXP man, steer clear from Fallout 6. Fallout 76. Oh my gosh. No, I'm not gonna play that game. I've already looked into why and the problems with that game. I don't know if anybody else was aware of the problems with that game. And there are people who chose to still want to play it and enjoy it for themselves, but I will tell you one very intriguing story y'all get to hear. You know, there was this this user, right? He was a Twitch streamer, and he got to play Fallout 76 when it first came out, right? And I would visit his streams, and he would play it with his friends, with his buddies, online. There was a moment in one of his streams where him and his buddies literally played this one. It was supposed to be like some special mission where you can literally summon and shoot out a nuke. Okay? Like a literal nuke. and you can choose to bomb like maybe a base that other people own or something. You could do that. Oh my gosh. So I ended up watching him have so much trouble, so much challenges dealing with that quest. When he finally got through the end of it. And this is not just this own gameplay. He played this game for a while. So he already had some issues with this game. That after they finally were able to get this nuke thing, he finally said, you know what, I don't want to play this game anymore. That's what he said. He's like, I don't want to play this anymore. And I was with him. I saw it, and I'm just like, yeah, you know, just don't play it anymore. I let him say, yeah, just don't play it anymore. Because... And then there were so many more things I heard that was happening with it. The bug issues, the glitch issues. The kind of things that really just made the gameplay tiresome or problematic for many people. It just like, forget it. It was like, forget it. I don't want to play. Like, that's how people felt. And that's how I felt. I said I gave up on Kingdom Hearts after watching the third game. The third one. What was the third one? Because you have Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2. I know, there's like all this order, the way they did the ordering and like I mean, eventually there were people who explained the timeline, so at least I got some sense of where it started and everything. But still, it was just like okay. But anyway, but yeah, when you said third game, were you referring to like, because I know, is it like the order in which they made the games? Like, in other words, was the third one Birth? I'm trying to remember if it was Birth by Sleep or another, because there's Kingdom Hearts 1, 2. Oh, but you're talking about the latest one of all, Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, that's the one. Sorry, because all those other ones, it was just like going all over. I'm like, okay, wait, which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3. It was completely garbo. After waiting 15 years, we got that garbage of storytelling. I'm sorry. Tetsuya Nomura should stay as an artist, not writing stories or directing, since the series is a convoluted mess with weed smoking nonsensical storytelling. Vile. The storytelling of that game was just like, I just play it for the action. I got some sense of the story, but I kind of got the basic premise, but I think it just, the way they structured it, I think is what I'd say is like one of the many turn-offs of this game. Is the way it was structured. Now, there are many people who like the game for multitudes of reasons. I thought there were some bits or some areas of the story where at least I could understand, but there were many areas where it was just like, what? You know what I mean? So I look at that and I say, it was just like, huh? Like, that's why when I looked at it, it's like, I'll play it for the gameplay and stuff, but when it comes to story, it's like, okay, well, this part I kind of understood, but then there was other parts where it's just like, now you're just jumbling this here, you're pushing this here, and I'm like, where are you going with this? Like, that's how I felt. So there were plenty of parts in the story where it was just literally nonsensical. It was like, what? He said, say I'm wrong. What? I didn't say you were wrong. What are you talking about? You okay there, Vile? Stay with me, man. Stay with me. Okay. Yeah, when I saw "Say I'm Wrong," I didn't know if you were getting upset at me. I'm like, okay, you better watch it. You know, I have control of this stream. Don't make me put that one button to it. Like, I know you don't mean that, but anyway, Nomura is a great artist, but not a storyteller. Also, I approve the belts on some characters, but not the excessive number of belts. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. If you be like cracking up all them jokes, you know what I'm saying? So, that's so vile. This vile approved, man. It's like, this guy. Why did he? And it's serious. Like, you can't really expect to understand all of it. I just gotta say it. Like, it's even when I played the first one, like, there were points in the story where I'm just like, huh? Yeah, I'm happy for the Disney characters. Yeah, I get to fight alongside them, but what? Like, there were only some parts of the premise where I said, okay, now I got, but no, sorry. But then all this other stuff, now you're confusing the heck out of people. You got to get your cards right with the story, otherwise you're losing concentration here. And it's like, yeah, I got the gameplay, but the story, you know. Yeah. Nomura is a great artist, but not a storyteller. Also approved the belts on some characters, but not the excessive number of belts. The number of belts. It's like a belt here, there's a belt here, and what are you doing wearing that belt? Take that off. Like, what really off is that you can finally play canon story about the Keyblade War and Xehanort's about the Keyblade War. Yeah, what pissed me off was that you can finally play canon story about the Keyblade War. That, yeah, about that. It's called Dark Road. Kingdom Hearts something Dark Road. I remember looking up the timeline and I saw like the games officially, like the new games that are now coming out and that were coming out in mobile to explain the whole thing. So it's like, it was like, well, I mean, if someone like if you enjoy those, like if someone enjoys those games, you know that, I mean, they enjoy it. You know, I'm not against anybody who's gonna enjoy any of those games, but like there are some Kingdom Hearts games I do have more preference for, mainly because of some basic sense. But then there were plenty of those where I just liked it for the action. But when it came to like really getting into the nitty gritty of the story, the writing, it's just like, what's this about? Nobodies. You have this Heartless, and you have this Nobodies. What? Especially the Nobodies. That one nearly confused the heck out of it. Like, Nobodies. What? I was just being, yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I read that one. I was just being funny. Disney weakest part. Right. Right. Haseo 28. I can enjoy action of Mickey. Especially in Kingdom Hearts 2. I can enjoy seeing Mickey in action. I can enjoy seeing some of the characters in action. I can enjoy seeing some of the characters. I can enjoy this gameplay. I can enjoy that. I can enjoy a lot of this. But when it comes to like trying to put the piece together, the story, it's just like, I'm just gonna let's give you as much as possible, and then we'll just push that aside. Yeah, it's when they introduced Dark Road and that background, they were finally starting to explain exactly what's going on. But apparently, the whole thing, the whole time, was literally about, and I can just say it clearly, it was literally about trying to get access to this door called Kingdom Hearts. Don't know why it's called Kingdom Hearts. Just a big heart, and it's got, and then eventually, like, and like I said, it's not like I'm against anyone or anything who likes. There are some games of there are some gameplays of Kingdom Hearts I do like. I have my positive and negatives about it. So, but when it comes to trying to get into the lore, that can be a difficult mess, like a convoluted mess. Exactly, it can be a difficult mess. So when you're trying to get involved in that, that's a lot you have to take in and really try to understand. The fact that they included those mobile games later, though, is like... it's like you left us here with this game to begin with, and then you start introducing the sequel, and then you start introducing all these other games outside, and then you start to get into the third, but then, now you're showing these other mobile games to show about the other things that were mentioned in the other games. Which is Keyblade War and... Keyblade War and why Xehanort is so desirable of this Kingdom Hearts thing. And in his mind, he wants to control light and dark and create a balance, so to speak. It's like this strange philosophy, strange perspective. The way it was formed is just like, okay. Yeah, so you gave up on Kingdom Hearts completely. I'm done. I understand. It's all right. Yeah, I can understand a lot of people really not liking Kingdom Hearts because of that, the way the story was played out and treated. Have you played Kingdom Hearts 3? There are no Final Fantasy characters at all. I played Kingdom Hearts 3. I did find out there was no Kingdom Hearts. There was no Final. Yeah, they took them out. And then of course you had the DLC Remind. I think was it Remind DLC? That's the one. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't have them. Yeah, they took them out. I thought the Sephiroth battles were a cool fight. Like I said, if anyone would ask me why I like Kingdom Hearts or plenty of Kingdom Hearts games or so, it's mainly the action gameplay I like the most. And probably like some of that, and then of course you had like a few little other combat pieces and everything. I did understand some story bits when it came to the basic stuff of premise, but when it came to like the major stuff that they were getting involved with, it was kind of like, okay, I'm really trying to understand what you're trying to say here. Like, what's the clarity here? KH3 felt like a Disney World land advertisement with the ride attacks. It felt really rushed during the last 2 hours of the game. The devs really realized they had a story to tell and rushed the final battles. To me, I enjoyed I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 1 action gameplay. Kingdom Hearts 2, the action gameplay was alright. I liked the form changes for myself. That's just what I liked. And then I played Birth by Sleep. The action gameplay with that was alright. I did have fun with that too. When it came to the story, it was like, I can tell you, like, for me, when I first started this series, of course, you had Kingdom Hearts 1. Now, I didn't think of it as anything big until all these other Kingdom Hearts games started coming out, and I'm like, how big is this story? Like, y'all doing too much. And then finally, it's like when I got to playing when I got to, you know, and I did like the inclusion of Disney characters, all that stuff. When it got to like Kingdom Hearts 2, that's when they introduced the nobodies. That part got me a little like, you know, you ever seen someone go like this a lot? That's how it got me. Well, I was just like, wait, what? Like, that part really confused the heck out of me. Nobodies? What? Like, of course they started, Cinnamon Cocaine when he, it's like you're pretty much saying, what was he on? Well, here, I really enjoyed the Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's for sure. I know Tetsuya Nomura was involved with that one. I don't know what his position... I think he was just the artist, or I don't know what position he was in. But I really liked the first installment of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I would recommend, if y'all enjoy Final Fantasy, you love Final Fantasy VII, I would say, hey, give that a try for yourself, if you haven't already. I really enjoyed the first installment. But yeah, like, when it got to Kingdom Hearts 2, that's where... I mean, I figured out the mention of nobodies and how, supposedly how the nobodies was explained in the notes in the first one, because there were notes you read and they talk about an experimentation that was done to supposedly show how a nobody was made. And then there are other things you find out, like, long story short, you find out a lot of things, especially in the notes. You find out who really wrote most of those notes. Birth by Sleep finally shows that it was Xehanort that was in the body of Terra, that was in the labs under that one guy. Yeah, there's just so much in the story that you find out later on. So it's only when you do that digging, you do find out a little bit more. But I think it's just, it got so much stuff in it. Like, you would have to take time to really look at all that stuff. But even if you do, it's still so much stuff. They irritated the hell out of you. Understandable. Oh boy. Like, what? And then, of course, you can definitely see some Tetsuya nonsense in the remake with the spirits. He memorized the ending. So you played Final Fantasy VII Remake? I didn't really have a problem with it. I think, well, actually, here's what I say that kind of... Because, you know, they made their choices in the remake. I did like the Jessie story inclusion. Fleshing out her character and fleshing out the three characters. I think, well, I'll just hear if you've played the remake yourself. It sounds like you have. I finally live streamed that game, and it took me a long time to beat it. When I finally beat that game, you know, I look back at it and I say, wow. Very long game, of course. They fleshed out the stages a lot. Yeah. Yeah, understandable, bro. Understandable. I'm not saying you're gonna get it even if you follow it. Even if you read the stuff. Look, even when I still read the notes about the novel, it still confused me. I was still confused. So I'm with you on that one. I'm not saying like, oh, like you're gonna understand all of it if you. No. There's still gonna be bits and pieces that are just raveled your mind. It's like, what is this person? What is this game talking about? I'm gonna hold on, I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and find that one game that I was trying to look for. Let's see if I can get it real quick. Well, it's probably deep within the crevice somewhere, so I have to find it. I have to try to see where it is. Showed way too much Sephiroth, and the final battle should have been against someone else. Oh, that part. I didn't think the showing of Sephiroth was way too much, but I could understand, like, the final battle scenario. People can have a lot of criticism with that one because it's like, it's kind of like going ahead. You know what I mean? It's like, it's going ahead like, it was like a representation of what the final battle might be like. But then again, I still remember how the final battle was in the original, so not really close, almost. I wonder if they would have had it someone else as a final battle. Maybe. I would like to know who it would have been, but they had that part. And just looking at that now, it's like, I did enjoy that tough final fight because I was into it so much, so I enjoyed it for myself. Here's what I thought. I thought, looking at that scenario, I thought it was like about, like, I thought they were kind of like trying to play on the imagination of what the final battle would be like, which can be a hit or miss for a lot of people, which is why I understand where you're coming from. Wait, what? Oh, I was like, wait, what? So I think it kind of went in a way like, okay, well, it's like you were kind of giving like a glimpse ahead with that final battle thing. But it felt like it was kind of going in a direction that was just like, It was like, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't mind that final fight. I just think it, like, for most people, I could see, what I see is that the final fight with Sephiroth, it was kind of like getting ahead of itself. getting ahead of its time, because it's like it was illusory. It was playing on, oh, in due time you will fight me kind of thing. And to me, I had a positive and negative side of that. On the positive, I enjoyed the fight. I got this, at least I got a good glimpse. But the negative side was like, but then again, it's like, it was like you're kind of pushing it really right away. But I still enjoyed it nonetheless. Several hours later, right? Several hours later, oh, I found it. Well, I have another one I was going to show instead, but I found it. You want that fight to build up to that point, not right away. I still enjoyed it though. That's my only calling card. I still enjoyed it. I think it's just like, I know you're not gonna fight. I mean, even if you do end up fighting Sephiroth similarly like that, I know what he's gonna become in the end of the game. So it's kind of like, I felt like you're kind of getting at it so soon to the point where it's like, if you do end up with that final fight, it's like you can kind of get it predictably now. They could have used Roche to be final boss. He went second. Oh, Roche or Kunsel. They mentioned Kunsel in the game. He was second class sword by this point in the timeline. He could be really tough first class sword at this point. That could have worked as well as a final boss. Maybe. You know what I found out? I found out that they were actually going to make a second fight with Roche. Because they were deciding on how they were going to run the first installment. Now, I have to look deep into this just to be sure this is correct, but this was a YouTuber that was looking into details about the story with the installments and stuff. And one of the things they found is that apparently one of possible plans or ideas for the first installment was probably have you face Roche a second time later on in the game. As a final boss? I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with. I don't know about that one. You would have to, yeah. I think because he was a tough rival a bit in near first middle half of the gameplay, but it's like as a final boss, I'm not sure. Now Kunsel, that one's interesting. Pretty much, I can get the sentiment. Maybe they could have had someone else as a final boss. They could have had the Fates as the final boss. Yeah. He said, I don't like Roche as a character, but he was wasted as a character. I know he was introduced in this game. I didn't know who Roche was. I only found out when I played. I only learned about him when I played this game. So it was like, okay, who's this guy? He was a strange character. He was like that kind of like, I've been longing for a rivalry for a tough guy like me. Well, I want to move right along real quick because there's so much I can say about Final Fantasy VII Remake, but there's one thing I want to talk about. Legend of Legaia. Now, Legend of Legaia was like, and probably about like, it's about almost 2 hours. Okay, so we still got a couple more minutes. Because eventually I'm gonna need to go. But Legend of Gaia 2 Dual Saga. One of my favorites. Well, actually, hold on. Now, I heard of the first one. I didn't play it, but I've seen gameplay of it. So I saw the kind of similar play style, of course. So Legend of Gaia 2 was like... That one was a different game altogether. The way that game played is that you would run up, slice your sword with arrows, choosing the direction of your slices. And then eventually, like, you would do like some kind of special attack. It really depended on the the direction of your attacks. Would perform a special attack afterwards. And it would be like a combination. And as you level up, you're able to do more longer combos. I know that's the one thing I like about Legend of Dragoon is the combinations you can learn. It's like you learn like a certain combo set. You know what I mean? It was a fun game to play. Conso as a ranked first class soldier would be a serious fight with Cloud and throwback from Crisis Core to show what he's become. Shinra taking out the big boys after President Shinra's death. Oh. You do remember Conso in Crisis Core. He was a second class soldier. He was close to Zack and his info man. Here's a funny thing. Now, I had a brother that played Crisis Core. I learned about the story of Crisis Core, so I am familiar with most of what happened in that game. And certain characters, like, you remember someone named, does anyone recall the name Genesis? Is that his name? The other one with the wing. Or he had a different name. But I don't recall that name, Console. It's been years, so it's like getting back to who is what. From that game. Or is it Angel? Okay, yeah. Several, Angel, and Genesis. Gotcha. That's their names. I remember those. Yeah. My bad, EXP man, for going back. I just thought Console would have been great since they've been referencing Crisis Core throughout the remake. Gotcha. Flame, I got tired of Sega Genesis constantly talking about Loveless. On and on. Loveless? Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah. It's one of the good games. It's alright. A lot of combo attacks and everything. It was okay. One of my okay games. But, yeah, I'd say it was lame. I got tired of AJ constantly talking about Loveless. I know Loveless. A soldier in Shinra headquarters even mentioned that their superior was Console as well. They could have probably brought him in. You know, I think it's just like they made certain decisions where it's kind of like, I don't know, like I don't think I agree with it kind of situation. Yeah, it was kind of an interesting story. Yeah, it was just the way they did it. I did like, now the thing, like I said, I did like some of the fleshing out of some aspects of the story. Like, especially Jesse and the three characters, Biggs, Wedge, Jesse. I did like seeing their stories fleshed out. But I'm using it now. The game is my fan because my fan. Yeah, my fan for some reason can't turn on. Yeah, it's already like 12:44. Okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna. I'm just saying there's one more thing I want to talk about before I. Anything else I want to mention? Because I didn't mention already, like like the Nier games. I know I mentioned that one already. The Nier games, definitely a huge Nier Automata fan. I am into the Nier games, bro. It says, it would have been perfect since in Crisis Core he always had his Chocobo helmet, but when you face him as the final boss, he finally removes his helmet for a face reveal. Oh man, that would be epic. Yeah. That would be tight. Solmarin says hi. Hi, welcome to the stream. Welcome. What do I want to say? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, we're just chatting, just hanging out, chatting about games and stuff. What was I gonna say? It was something about. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it was something about like, yeah, I'm into the Nier games. I know about the whole backstory of the Drakengard leading up to this one, and then one of the endings of Drakengard leading up to this one, and then this one taking place several years after this. I'm into Nier Automata and stuff. Whew, this is my favorite games, you know. I think like I really do like some of these action RPGs that are like real-time battle actions mechanics. I still like the classic turn-based. That's just like my number one gameplay style, you know. Grew up with it, loved it ever since. Felt comfortable, at ease with it. Playing the real-time stuff was like, I think it's real-time, but it was like, maybe. But there were some good real-time. I mean, I even got an opportunity to play Final Fantasy 15. There are also, yeah, the other version of the first game for the US. Yeah. So there's Nier Replicant. And then there's, I think it's like, is it remastered? I think it's remastered. And then, yeah, Nier Replicant. And then there's another one that's for the mobile. It's called Nier Reincarnation. And I've actually saw gameplay of that. I saw a demo of it. I seen what it looks like. So, it, I don't know how I best describe it. It did look a bit odd. You know, it was my first time seeing Nier Reincarnation, and it was like an odd, different kind of game compared to like its predecessors. Like compared to these, you know, it was like a little odd turn of events. So it was kind of like an odd way of approaching the story. Yeah, if you haven't checked out the trailer of Nier Reincarnation, I would say check it out. There's also some sample gameplay. It looks odd to me. It does. But it does have RPG elements. And some familiar fighting style characters. So I think it's just... It's a game that, of course, is much different than any of the other ones. What's Reincarnation about? Don't think I will play that one since it's mobile. Well, I mean, it's okay if you're not interested in playing mobile games, but so according to the trailer and some information that has been revealed so far, because the game is not out yet, but the basic premise is that you're playing as this girl who seems to have appeared in this place called the Cage. It's this wandering place of tall structures, looks to be nearly abandoned, but a lot of strange tech are moving about and stuff, and this girl meets this little floating being that has like some like goat, like some sheet over it, so it looks like a ghost in a way. It's like a floating ghost buddy, and that little being is called Mama, and that being knows the place well and guides her through the whole series of structures. Along with that, you also the RPG element mostly occurs because it does do turn. I think it does do the turn-based stuff. Yes. Yeah, or real-time turn-based or something. That occurs when you're you get in touch with these strange, dark, black colored or glowing designs, and when you touch them or when you interact with them, it's like you're transported to some other world with these different people. And it's like you're looking at the lives of these people carried out. Yeah. So it's like, oh, is the floating person similar to Emil Big Head? No. Sadly, no, it's not. But but there this floating thing that has a sheet over it. It's like a dark shade under it, and it's called Mama, and it helps the little girl traverse this terrain. You know, eventually you probably learn why she's there, how she got there, and then of course the characters that you end up playing as when you interact with these dark structures. Who are these characters? What do they have? What is their relation to this girl, you know, like to this world? So I think it's that kind of mystery of a game. But it is RPG based. Yeah, it's like it's a very strange looking game, but I want to be able to check it out for myself because I just want to see like, well, what it's like it has an odd look to it. But it's like an RPG mystery type kind of game to me from what I observed. I want to try it out. But I have to wait when it comes out. And then I got to find out. I don't know if it's free to play. I don't know what kind of mobile type game it is. It's just for the mobile. Probably even for the iOS, my tablet. So I have to see how it goes. Okay. Well, it's already 2:14. Okay. It's what time is it in my area? 12:52. All right. Well, I'm starting to feel rested up and everything. So, was there any questions anybody had before I close the stream? I was gonna rest up a bit, unless if it's more about reincarnation or something else. I know for a fact, like, I'm into a lot of long form games, which is RPGs anyway. Because it keeps me going. The story just keeps me going almost all the time. So it's like, you know me, I'm gonna definitely like interact with a lot of story and stuff. He said mobile games drains too much battery power. If you get to, here's how I can say that can happen. One, you either get more than one, especially if you decide to get more than one mobile game. Number two, how much data and what else you have on your iPad and how much space and how much battery power your phone can take from these devices, these other apps and everything. And then of course you have that mobile game itself. If that's the concern, yeah, you don't have to play a mobile game. But this is someone who's like into tech stuff, so it's like it's like, what takes up the battery power? And it's like, oh, this app. All right, let me close that. You have like what you call apps running in the background. That's another thing. Apps running in the background. Same thing on a computer. Computer can have some little function running in the background until you go in there to the I don't know if it's the start menu or you do the ms config. I'm trying to remember which commands you use. You access that menu and you have to shut down or stop running this process in the background. Yes, deal with that too. The tech stuff. Yeah, the same thing with a phone. You could have like an app running in the background without knowing it. It's like, oh wait, go in there and find out. Oh, this is what's draining the battery. Let me stop it from functioning. You know, depending on what it is. If it's not important, you can just stop it. All right, well, I think that's about it. All I gotta say is I actually am liking this little, because I mean, this is actually, you know what? This is actually, this whole thing right here, this is set up on my iPad. All this is on my iPad. This is from my stream. I downloaded a Streamlabs OBS software. Well, an app on my iPad. So I had tested it out before. So it works. And so apparently, like, yeah, that's how I'm able to run the stream, is because I'm using this to chat live. Yeah, so that's why I'm able to do all the things I did just now. Yep. So, yep. So that's how I'm chatting right now. So, it'll be something I can always do in the near future again. It's not like it's not like I'm gonna do this every week, but, and I might be able to figure out a way to, like what I'll do sometimes it could be like, oh, hey, we're chatting. Other times I might be like, hey, maybe I can show something on my PlayStation screen. Like, hey, this is the game I have and everything, or this. Or something. Maybe screenshots of gameplay, you know. But I have to adjust the lighting of the screen and everything. Otherwise it's going to look off. It's not going to look good. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Just say EXP is signing off today. Hope you enjoyed the chat. I got to go. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like if you've enjoyed this conversation, this chat. I try to be, and I always try to work to be kind and listen, you know, make sure I catch your comments. You know, if I missed a comment, I'm sorry. I try to, you know, catch comments and then, you know, make sure I understand, listen to what people are saying, you know. I try, you know, I'm kind, try to make sure I listen as best as possible and, you know, understand, you know, the different thoughts, opinions about games and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm glad to try this stuff out. So House28 said, see ya, bro. See ya, Vile, Celestial Shards, Jordan Knight. Thank you all for dropping by the stream. If you haven't already, leave a like. If you were new to the stream and you really enjoyed this stream and, you know, you would like to support the channel and see some more content, some more gaming stuff, I got a lot of streams. I even got some videos coming up, so look forward to that. Consider subscribing. Take care of you, man. All you awesome people in the chat, stay safe and peace out. You too, Vile man. See ya later. Yeah. Y'all stay safe. Peace out. All right. This was an awesome chat, awesome time, and yeah, I look forward to some more stuff we can do later and everything. But other than that, Peace out, y'all. Take care. All right. Let's see if I can get this up. All right. Bye-bye.